Good morning, YouTube. It's Atticus. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's well. I'm back with you with a Tomb King versus Beastmen game. And this one was with my buddy Sajade. He's a skilled opponent. Played a couple games with him, and yeah, this one was a really good one. I really liked this one, and I told him that I would cast it on the channel. So there's a lot of things going on in this game, guys. I'm gonna try to do my best to show it all, and yeah, let's just jump into the builds. I try to keep the intros a little bit shorter because usually I just ramble on. So I'm trying Grand Katep, and yeah, I like him just because he has a lot of DPS focused spells. He has his tornado spells. He has his was it like a banishment spell? And if you see, guys, I have the Sandstorm for the only DPS spell I brought, and then yeah, I have the Skull Storm as well. So yeah, I mean he probably gets maybe like 4, 5, 6 different charges of DPS vortex spells, and they can really add up throughout the course of a game. Really good. I like when units glob up and things like that. Maybe even like raiders, bestigors, things like that. Protecting him, I do have a Tomb Priest, and I did take all his buffs, guys. And you can see right here the Tomb Priest has the Blade of Setep, which is a physical resistance debuff. So you can use this on a individual unit. So like say like a Gorbel was to come, you cast this on him and then it just helps you melt him down. And I also took the Tomb Strike, which could cause terror and gives him a nice combat stat buff. So yeah, I mean it really makes him expensive. He's almost like 1,400 points when you take this. But if you're going to take Katep, you have to have somebody who's going to protect him, especially in this matchup. For my front line, guys, I am going pretty cheap. I'm just taking Skeleton Warriors, but I do have 2 units here of 2 Guards of Halberds, and the idea is, have a really strong army right here that will hold in the middle, a little pocket of defense right here that could deal with any Minotaurs and things like that, and just some, shaft units that are going to be able to, hold things in place and just buy me time. For these guys right here who are going to be the real damage dealers, I have 2 units of Ushopti, and these are just the combat melee focused one, and yeah, I mean, I do like them in these matchups. These guys are a really good counter to bestigors, but they throwing axes and things like that can just melt them so quick. Also, guys, as you can see here, I brought 2 units of skeleton archers, and what I was hoping for is that he would have a bunch of gores without shields, and that I'd be able to focus them down. I actually have 3 units, excuse me. We have the Scorpion Legion here in the back. If they're poisoned, they're going to be trying to protect them, because if there's one thing the Beastmen are good at is the poison damage, or excuse me, is backline harass. And guys, you can see the balance of power is really strongly already in my opponent's favor, so it's not a very good start for me. And you can see here, guys, I also have some Necropolis Knights of Halberds. These are the anti-large ones. And yeah, these guys do have poison, so that's something that's unique about them. Also over here, guys, you can see that I have a Carrion and I have a Skeleton Horseman Archer, and these guys were going to be my counter for throwing axes. Yeah, I didn't really take it that many. I have 1, so I got to really make it count. So let's go ahead and look at Sajade's army here. And for his lord, guys, he does have Khazrak, the One Eye, on his chariot, so he's going to have a really good charge bonus. If you look at that, 113, it's one of the best charge bonuses in the game, I think. He also has a Beast Shaman. So for his spells loadout, looks like he has Flock of Doom, the one that gives you melee defense and armor. I think that's what it is. See if it'll let me click on it. Nope. But yeah, guys, he's going to have a lot of cycle charging. He's going to have a lot of damage potential with that. He also has some Spearmen, unit of Bestigors, and then he has, the Butchers right there in the back with their regeneration and terror. But here's a really scary thing, guys. I had no idea he had this force right here. And you can see we have a lot of different Gore Horde, throwing axes, gore hordes, some of them with shields, some ungores, and these guys are all hidden, coming around here. So it's gonna make me give me a false sense of security, thinking, all right, I'm not dealing with that, scary of a force. Over on this side, guys, Synagore, Ungor Raiders, Synagores, and the Man Rippers. So yeah, he's definitely using the map to his advantage. Definitely, doing really good at the terrain to sneak up on me. So we're going to go ahead and start the match here, guys. So I'm just going to start repositioning myself here. I automatically spotted that he had these units in the woods since I had my Carrion here. So I didn't want to get attacked from 2 different angles. So I figured, all right, I'll try to reposition a little bit more this way. That way I can see when he comes out of the woods. And yeah, I'm going to take my Necropolis Knights over here. I saw that he had all these Synagores, so I'm just trying to get these guys in position. At this point in the match, guys, I am not aware of all these units that are over here. So I haven't really allotted any defense point, any units to actually defending that side. I'm going to have my Skeleton Warriors just come over here, and we're going to keep them just on the edge of the map here, just enough so I can get some vision. And you can see over here, guys, I'm just kind of scouting out, because at this point I was thinking, like, surely that's not, enough points to be a full army. Like, he has to have something more. And you can see, yeah, we're checking the back here, and eventually I will notice that he does have these units over on this side. You can see that I'm going to move up with Katep a little bit. We're just trying to do a little, trying to just lure him out. I figured, hey, you see if I could maybe get a spell off, a Vortex spell, and just see maybe if he'll take the bait. And you can see that some of his units are going to come out of position. So we're going to go ahead and just fast forward it here, because it's just a little bit of posturing and things like that. So yeah, you can see over here my opponent is using his Senegors to chase away these Carrion. And yeah, I mean, this ain't the most ideal usage of their ammunition. The Carrion are a threat they're going to have to be dealt with. Ideally, you'd want to use like an Ungor for, something like that though. So let's go ahead and just speed it up a little bit here to that we actually get the battle going on. So you can see that my lord is just kind of going from, back and forth. And right here, he's just really investing a lot of ammunition and trying to deal with those Carrion. You can see that I'm trying to go from left to right, trying to, waste his ammunition. Because, hey, that's just one good counter to dealing with the Ushabti, besides the Man Rippers, which I don't know exist. But I am going to spot all these guys in the woods, though. So that's going to really give me a heads up of what's going on. And you can see right here, guys. Oops, let me speed it up here. You can see right here, though, I'm going to start shooting at these Senegors with throwing axes. And I'm going to get a nice, one volley in. It's going to do about that much damage, about a 15th of damage. And, yeah, I mean, between these two guys, I'm going to have the advantage, just because the throwing axes are obviously, made for dealing with armor and things like that. And skeleton archers obviously don't have any. So I'm going to retreat. We're going to do a little point-blank shots right into the face of these guys. And we're doing pretty good. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, if I could identify and... what's the word I'm looking for, and isolate that unit, maybe I'd have a chance, because I'm not aware of the Man Rippers. I didn't really see them, even though my Carrion did fly over. I kind of overlooked it. I thought it was just Bestigors. Over here, you can see I'm getting a little overconfident with my Tomb Prince, and I'm going to send him in, but he has a lot of units right here, so you can see I'm really clicking, trying to pull him out, because I don't want him getting stuck on there. I'm clicking, I'm like, get out of there. I'm going to get a spell off here. It's going to be one of Katep's first spells, and we'll go ahead and look at it. It is the Sandstorm here. So yeah, guys, I mean, that is some really good damage, actually, for half health, for a spell that only costs 11 winds of magic. But yeah, you can see my Tomb Prince is really struggling to get out. Like, his mass is just not that powerful. You can see, finally I'm able to get out, though, but I am going to get a banishment spell, or actually another Sandstorm, excuse me. And it's going to do a little bit of damage, but he was really smart about pulling away. So now our front lines are getting ready to collide, guys. Over on this side, you can see that my Necropolis Knights are using the trees for cover. But yeah, these Man Rippers are coming, so I'm going to have to be really careful about that. But yeah, front lines are getting ready to collide. My opponent's going to get a nice charge right into these Skeleton Warriors. But yeah, my Shopties are going to come charging into the Bestigors as well. So yeah, guys, at this point in juncture in the battle, I do have the advantage, just because he hasn't got some of his more powerful units up. But yeah, he's going to send some of these Senegors in, but these are not the armor-piercing ones, so they're not going to do a lot of damage to you, Ushabti, but numbers are definitely on his side. You can see right, though, my back line has not been harassed, so I'm getting a lot of ranged Overwatch, which is really helping me, since he hasn't been able to pressure the back line. You can see over here, guys, the Carrion are chasing away those throwing axes, which is very annoying for my opponent. You can see the Butchers of Kalgor, is that what they are in the line right here, fighting the Shopti, and yeah, they're going to do a really good job, but I do have these two units of Tomb Guards of Halberds who are going to come and try to assist. My opponent didn't really focus anything in the middle, so it's going to allow these guys to hopefully be able to shoot down those Butchers. Over here, you can see my back line, guys, is really paying off for me. You can see that we're shooting those Senegors, and we're just doing a lot of damage. You can see I'm going to use the Blade of Setep on these guys, which is going to lower their physical resistance and armor. They don't really have any, so it was kind of a waste. I just kind of a little bit got over anxious, so it is what it is, though. Over here, guys, you can see the Necropolis Knights are going to get Khazrak kind of cornered here, and this is really good for us. He is going to cast Deadly Onslaught, but yeah, guys, we're doing a lot of damage, and it's kind of making the balance of power creep back into my favor. Over here, my opponent is going to cast a Pharaoh Manticore. I forgot to mention he did have that spell, apparently. I didn't see that. And he's going to automatically send him into these archers. And once he shuts them down, it's going to really, shut down some of the ways that I'm actually catching the game up. And you can see I got another Skull Storm off here, guys. And that thing does a lot of damage, especially how grouped up the Beastmen and... so the Manticore is going to land, guys. Thankfully, I don't suffer from terror since I'm undead, since, Manticores do cause terror. But yeah, guys, that is really annoying. Luckily, this unit is still being able to fire, and we're just really trying to shut down those Senegors, just because I'm realizing at this point I'm going to need these archers to be able to win this game. You can see I'm going to get another one of my Skull Storm, one of my Vortex spells right here on the Man Rippers, and it took them down to about half health. And you can see right here, guys, the Khazrak is he's getting pretty low. So yeah, I'm catching this game right up here, guys. You can see the balance of power is like dead in the middle. Over here, you can see Katep is just running, looking for a target. And we're gonna get a nice little swipe into the Brave Shaman of Beast right here. And yeah, the Tomb Prince is gonna be right on his tail too, and he is over large. So yeah, that's gonna be really good for me. But my opponent has this unit of Bestigors who are coming in reserve, and that's gonna be scary since you can see right here, they're gonna actually just shred through the Tomb Guard of Halberds. Over here, guys, you can see that my archers are really trying to just focus down this Manticore, and we're doing pretty good. It is going down pretty well. But yeah, over here you can see that my Tomb Prince is going to get caught up in these Bestigors, who do have a lot of mass. You can see I'm going to get another one of my Skull Storms, the Vortex spells by Katep. And look at that damage, guys. That's what's so fun about playing Katep, is you have all that DPS. And you can see the balance of power for the first time in the game is actually a little bit more in my favor. You can see over here, let's go ahead and slow it down for a second so I don't miss anything. Over here you can see that I'm going to use the Scorpion Legion to just try to chase away these Ungor Raiders. It does suck to waste such a powerful unit trying to screen out like a 300, 400 Ungor Raider. But I didn't want those guys just shooting into my archers, because I figured like that's the only way I'm going to win. Over here, guys, you can see that Khazrak, we're about ready to get him. My Necropolis Knights do have poison, which makes him really hard, to try to run away from. You can see it lowers his stats, his speed to only 54, and he is getting ready to break. Over here, you can see that the Butchers are fighting by themselves. You have 2 units of Halberds, so yeah, I'm going to win this fight. And over here, guys, you can see that I'm getting a lot of my magic, a lot of my Vortex spells, and still a lot of damage to these Gores. And my opponent only has, Sajade only has these Synagores left, even though my Shopties are starting to break. But we are holding these guys up in place, and once we break that Manticore, we'll be able to get them firing again. But he does have this unit of Bestigors that I'm going to have to deal with. So let's go ahead and speed it up here, guys. You can see that Katep is running away for his life. But yeah, we'll focus right here on Khazrak. So yeah, we're just hitting him with these snakes, guys, doing a lot of damage, and if we could kill him or break him, that's going to be a really good pick for us. But I am going to decide to let him go just because I wanted to get these Butchers, the Butchers. I wanted to try to get a rear charge on them. Over here, the Man Rippers are fighting against these Skeleton Warriors, and hey, that's good value for me. It's at least holding these guys up. And you can see I'm just being really mobile with Katep, trying to look for opportunities where I could see a place to use a spell. But the Brave Shaman is going to get another Pharaoh Manticore, and that's really unfortunate, and it automatically sends the balance of power right back to my opponent. You can see that this one is getting ready to crumble, which will at least open up these Skeleton Archers, but I've already lost so many. Over here, you can see the Shopties are fighting against the Gore, and yeah, there's like 3 different units here, and a Spear units, and yeah, it's going to start to crumble. It's just, too much even for them. You can see I'm going to get another one of my Vortex spells here. I was aiming for the Man Rippers, and it's going to do a little bit of damage, guys, and to these Bestigors and Man Rippers. But yeah, I'm just really running out of troops. I do still have these Tomb Guards of Halberds, though, and these things are going to be, the only really hope that I have. And you can see I'm going to try to get a really good rear charge into these Butchers, and then I'm just immediately going to pull away. And you can see it's actually breaking their leadership. Over here, you can see that the Tomb Prince is still at good health, about half health, but he's trying to chase away these throwing axes, who are out of ammunition, but I really need to get them... I need to get him chasing the Shaman, and you can see right here, I was hoping my opponent wasn't looking. Tomb Prince is going to come charging down. I am going to use the Blade of Setep to lower the armor, and I think I'm able to just a little bit faster. Yep, I'm going to get a nice juicy charge there. It's going to do some damage, but Jade's going to immediately pull some of his troops to try to reinforce. You see this Manticore is just kind of flying up in the air. He doesn't really have a valuable target, because you can see over here, guys, my archers, these last unit of archers are getting chased by these Man Rippers. I do have the unit, the Scorpion Legion over here that we're chasing away those Ungor archers, but I am going to start pulling them back here in a second when I realize, what just happened. You can see my Tomb Prince is going to get surrounded, though, guys, and I am going to cast the Tomb Strike to get the Terror and, all his combat stats, but he's just, he's so outnumbered. He's going to do really good against, the Synagores and things like that, but the archers and all those units are going to be doing a lot of damage. You can see balance of power is, pretty much right dead in the center, though. We are going to break these Bestigors, guys, so, Katep with his Arcane Conduit and these Tomb Guards of Halberds, they're doing pretty good, and you can see that the Manticore was landing right into the, the center of all those anti-large. So I'm thinking to myself, like, hell yeah, like, I got really lucky with that. But yeah, you can see he has a lot of Gores coming here, guys. I'm going to try to charge. What I was trying to do is just block these guys from getting into the back of my Tomb Guard so they didn't get the rear penalty. But yeah, so Jade's going to be really smart and just push right through. But yeah, guys, you can see, we're doing a lot of damage. The Tomb Guards are pretty powerful units, so they're not going to go down without a fight. But unfortunately, guys, I am going to lose my Tomb Prince. The Butchers are starting to regenerate some of their health, and we have this really scary glob. Even though Khazrak is dealt with, yeah, as I say that, he comes pulling back on the hill like, "What's up, mother?" Beep. But yeah, he is going to come back. So yeah, this is going to be a really uphill fight for me, guys. Because if you think about it, all I have left is 2 units of Tomb Guards of Halberds and the Scorpion Legion, who are in the trees trying to run away. You can see that I was trying to get into Khazrak, but I'm going to see this really scary force coming, so I'm just going to start running away. You know, that's one fight that Katep is not going to win, and I'm going to send him into the spears halberds here, so at least they'd be able to support him. But yeah, guys, this is not good for me. It's not looking like I could really pull this off now. You can see that I'm just completely surrounded. And yeah, since a lot of these are anti-large, that's, you know, that's okay. But he has so many ground-based factions here, or units, that it's going to be a really uphill battle. You can see over here, the Legion are just taking their sweet time trying to get back into the fight. And it would really, you know, it would possibly make a lot of difference if I could get them back with their poison damage, just because his leadership is really low. And you can see, guys, like his units are starting to mass rout. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe, just maybe we could pull this off, because Tomb King's units do cause fear. You can see that Katep is in here fighting amidst the butchers, though. And yeah, he's going to get focused down so quickly. And there's even some anti-large in there as well. But yeah, balance of power is really pulling more into Sajade's favor. The Skeleton Legion are just taking so long to get there. I'm like, come on, run, you know, double time. Your lord is dying. But yeah, guys, we are breaking some of these. Look at all these Beastmen that are breaking. I mean, so I'm thinking, all right, maybe there still is a chance, you know. I mean, I do have anti-large, so if these guys break, I can focus down the butchers. And you can see I am going to pull away, guys. I'm going to be able to get away from the butchers and run immediately into the Scorpion Legion. These Tomb Guard are just fighting so good against Man Rippers with their, you know, I think they do armor sundering as well. Nope, just armor piercing and anti-large. But yeah, I mean, they're doing really good. They're getting ready to break those guys, and it's actually, you know, I'm thinking, all right, maybe, just maybe, there's a chance. You can see he is going to send the Centaurs in here, but yeah, as soon as he, you know, sends his troops in there, even though the balance of power is so strongly in his favor, guys, I mean, all his units are starting to rout. So I'm thinking, okay, we got this. Yeah, we're going to pull the comeback of the century. You can see the Skeleton Warriors, the Scorpion Legion, are going to start trying to chase the Butcher right here. I'm going to send Katep in to try to get a nice little juicy rear charge into these guys. You can see that he is going to my opponent's going to cast the weapons damage and armor spell, Wild Foreman, to his beast Man Ripper. Excuse me, couldn't talk there. And it's going to make those guys a little bit more powerful. And you see he's going to get a nice juicy charge in with these Brave Shaman. The Minotaur is going to come charging. And yeah, now he has his Ungors in him providing Overwatch. And yeah, that's going to be game, guys. There's no way I could pull back from that. And you can see that Khazrak's going to come getting into this charge as well. And this is going to be the final blow. And Sajade's going to pull off the victory. So, good game to him. We'll go ahead and look at the in-screen breakdown and talk about some of the keys for Sajade's success and my failure. So, good game to you, buddy. I hope you enjoyed that. So, and there we go. So let's go ahead and look at the in-screen breakdown, guys. A few things where I think I went wrong. I did like Katep. I was able to get a lot of value. You can see the 235 kills. But, yeah, I didn't have sufficient anti-large, for one. And for two, I don't know. What would I have done different? I kind of just wish I'd had maybe one more unit of Necropolis Knights, and maybe some kind of, I don't know, guys. I mean, it's tricky. I feel like this build could have worked. I mean, it was really close. Just maybe a few different decisions. Like, I got my Tomb Prince kind of caught out if I'd have had him into the late game. And maybe like a Tomb Scorpion or something that could have really caused terror. That would have been really powerful, because nothing in my army really caused terror. And that's really, you know, that's a really important factor to have, especially against the Beastmen with the low leadership. So I think a Tomb Scorpion might have made the difference. Maybe if cut it, you know, if I had to cut something, maybe one unit of Skeleton Warriors and cut the Scorpion Legion and added in a Tomb Scorpion, and been a little bit more safe with my Tomb Prince. And as for Sajade, this was a really good army. A lot of pressure coming in from each side. Nice variety of units. And yeah, I mean, it was just a real hurdle to fight against. So, anyways, guys, you know what I'm trying to say. So it's Atticus. I'll see you next time, and good game to you, Sajade. All right, bye bye.